Let's do our Collected Cranium Frenzy Volume 3 Deep Dive. Hi everyone, it is Tom. It's FANzine Live. We are doing a Phoenix Spotlight today. And yes, we don't do as many as we used to because I've been tied up for almost, 9 months or so now, working on the Collected Cranium Frenzy by Steve Willis, of which Volume 3 is right here. I've got a couple small corrections that I had to make on this particular draft. Note this is a proof that we're going to look through, but it is out for sale. I've already done a short on it, and we did a little funny teaser on it, but I thought it would be a good idea to go through this because this, for me, is where Steve's work really takes off, and I want to share it with you. This is issue 17 to 28 of Cranium Frenzy. Note, though, that it is covering only maybe 24-month span, maybe. I don't think it's even that much, but it's 2023 and 2024. So we've gotten through the worst parts of COVID. Steve is at his full creative energy, and he is putting out zines all the time, and it is glorious. Paul Toomey did the forward on this, and I should note also that thematically, we had the yellow book for the Morty Volume 1. We had the blue book for the Mukey Volume 2. Volume 3 is the, I believe we call them the Bug with No Name. And so he's right there. And then Volume 4 will be the pink Cosmo Bear. Our theme this time is the Bug with No Name. So you'll immediately see him. He also is in the background on the pages. Yeah, I mean, like little stuff like this, I had to do some corrections. I forgot to swap out the Volume 2 for Volume 3. Those types of things. You can see our placeholders, spacer pages we did with the Bug with No Name. Wow. Morty the Dog, Mukey the Mutant Membrane, Cosmo Bear, the little bird bug guy with no name. We now are in 2023. Steve is doing some truly inspired cartooning. He loves having he has his little craniums. Decides to impale them and roast them. But Steve does a lot of shorter element type pieces. And he's not afraid to change stuff as we're going along. And we mean your planet no harm. We just want the dog. I like that image so much that I put it on the back cover. So that's a 15-pager, I believe. Then we have a short in the end called The Throne Room. And he has so much fun with these types of things. He always loves to do obscure stuff about presidents. And it looks like this one he's talking about having his own personality cult. So he's messing around with the fun of religion. And then he has the Buttercube Brothers. This is a formula that he's got. It's a single page gag strip that repeats time and time again. It's always 6 panels. The gist of it all is by the end of the thing, something happens and the Buttercube Brothers melt. In this case, says, let's go live in the Antarctic. It's nice and clean. It's like the place was invented for us. We'll be safe there. And then, of course, they're melting and says, God, I hate global warming. Very cute. So he does these gags in many of these issues. Volume 18. Oh, there was a line there. Took care of that. All Things Change, a 2-pager. And just notice, next to no words in this, but we go from a guy being swallowed up by ants to turning into an ant to having the guys crawl off. And nothing perishes. There's a pig with a microphone in my ivy. Another one, Ships of Fools. There's a certain wistful nature to Steve's work as he's gotten older. And I think you can kind of see a little of it here. He's willing to just play with the conventions and just let it roll on out. But then as man fades away, his glasses fall down, the dogs pick him up. Those are the same dogs that said, we're here for the dog. The agent dogs he's got now. And it just keeps looping from there over and over in every dream. And so it will forever and ever and ever. Another single page meditation, if you will, called compartmentalization. Let him eat cake, a 2-pager. The funniest joke in the world is a recurring script. Hi folks, Rusty Jingle Pickle here, and I'm going to share with you the funniest joke in the world. He then starts his joke and then always gets stopped and interrupted where you get the actual story. And then it goes back to the punchline, and you never know what the buildup is and how the joke goes. It's great. He does it so many times, and each time you just kind of go, ooh, I wish I would have heard the joke. But also, he had something really important to say here. Cruel insult designed to make us feel superior and presented here with odd ambivalence. A few fries short of a Happy Meal. The battery is not fully charged. We lost contact with the mothership. A few bricks shy of a load. And then another Buttercube Brothers. And then we're on to issue 19. Buttercube Brothers are in the front. Very exciting. Funniest joke in the world. Of course, he fades away, and then he comes back. A Possum O'Blossom. This is Mr. Chuckles the Clown, who shows up a lot. And Steve has a lot of his crazy manic stuff still. But there's an element of pace and thoughtfulness to this, and he lets the stories breathe a little more as he's gotten older. And I do note here, I haven't read this one for a while, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what it's about because I'd have to go back and read it all. But I am saying here, but he thought to himself, a possum is about to show up around the corner. And it did. And he says, this brief snippet of the story is actually true. That's the fun thing about this. Steve does a number of stories that he takes a real life situation and then just extrapolates it into this crazy situation. I mean, obviously, you don't have a talking opossum. And then, of course, Mrs. BugintheButt, Steve's nemesis. Issue 20, I got into Cranium Frenzy. I was reading through them and I batch read them. And I was like, this stuff is really cute. This is really funny. This is good. I like it. Oh, the cartooning is creative. Oh, he's doing some really neat abstract stuff. I like that. Then we hit issue 20, Wherever I May Roam. First off, I love the minimalist cover. The artwork here is really inspired. Nothing but hatching to make this image of what we learn is the state of Washington, the evergreens, the evergreen state, the rain. It's just perfect. And this whole thing, again, rain, as you can see, this whole thing, issue 20, takes a single page and tells a story of a different aspect of the culture, climate, and the nature of Washington State. And they're great because they're entertaining little stories with little nuggets of information about Washington. And I think it is just incredible. And this is where, in reading these, I was thinking, this is some next level stuff. Again, the cartooning is just perfect. And you can tell he's got more chops than he lets on. I mean, look at the facial features on this character being totally different than other stuff he's done. The Native American artwork, this crazy stippling pattern. He's a big nut on the D.B. Cooper story. He's gone back to the well on that a few times. Favorite candidates for office. And yes, Morty the Dog was a write-in candidate for mayor of McCleary, Washington. And I hear he got some votes. Ted Bundy. Look at that. Gets closer and closer, and then finally gets up to the actual image of Bundy, who says there was nothing clandestine or improper. Oh boy. Mount St. Helens. Look at how he does the eruption in the aftermath. I mean, this is really good stuff. And there's a really fun narrative style to the whole thing, talking about the quakes, the neighbors being the wildlife, going on jury duty, the Cascadia Subduction Zone, an offshore fault running from Cape Mendocino to Vancouver Island. He talks about the Cascadia Subduction Zone. We try not to think about it, but we do. Every day, it will happen when it will happen, and then we'll start all over again. Wow, that's heavy, but it's done in a entertaining way. Then we get back to the craziness of Cranium Frenzy with issue 21. But I still say, for my money, the light really went on for me with issue 20, and now I'm reading it, and I'm just totally lost. Another funniest joke in the world. I like this one page. What is the opposite of progressive? Regressive. And woke? Asleep. Anti-fascist? Fascist. Science? Superstition. Thanks, just checking. How simple is that? And he still does his crazy, really, truly surreal stuff. I mean, he's just had all these cats turn into a giant furball with this person, and some larger godlike creature chewed on him and spit him out. He put an index in with all the different things that are in that, all the way from his different. Every time you see an exclamation point, those are all of his sound effects. The Buttercube brothers are back on the back page, melting again. Cranium Frenzy. He's in fire. I love that. Walk like a norm. I mean, look at this. Pigs on his feet. He pops off. His feet and legs sprout. They sprout into little feet. He grabs a couple, puts them back on, and goes for a walk. Corky's last plaque. And of course, you got to have this bug in the butt. Just next level cartooning. When I say cartooning, I'm really talking about the storytelling. He does amazing little images, but it's about the stories he tells and the words that he mixes in with his cartoons. He takes you to places you've never been. I love this with the cats. Steve has 3 cats. Keep looking. Whack, whack, whack. And the pea falls down and hits this guy in the head. That's brilliant. This is like Jesse Lonergan quality stuff. Is that who I thought it was? I think it is. Yep. Little tiny hands. That's him. The Buttercube brothers. Cranium Frenzy. The key to everything. Topsy, the musical dog. And I believe that was Longfellow, the writer. He just brings people out of nowhere. A cranial slip comic strip. Head slips off, breaks. Guy puts on almost like a pumpkin type thing. Oh, it's an egg. And of course, the egg cracks open, and we've got ourselves a new head. Whew. Snoodle Bee Clapsapple saves the world. When you're at 200 pages, more Buttercube brothers. When you're at 200 pages, I can't in a short video, even a medium length video, do this justice. I love this image. And in fact, for Steve's Zine Fest convention banner sign, I actually used this as the signature thing because I figured craniums, the guy's running around with a piece of his brain. Thought it was a good representative piece of the amazing nature of Steve's work. Another old president, Chester Alien Arthur, wearing a jaunty sailor cap, not Chester Allen Arthur. Miss Buginthebutt. Turns out she's become a rather popular comic book villain. My rambunctious readers want to see more. So he does a little more bug in the butt. Then he does a crossword puzzle. Why not? Goodbye, Mellow Brick Road. And then the Buttercube brothers. Lots of Morty. If you like Morty the Dog, he's all over, just sprinkled all the way through. Shifty. The day shift. The swing shift. Notice this position of the sun. The night shift, and the dimensional shift. Oh, Steve. Cryptozoology of America. Today's mythical creature, the honest politician. Creation limitation. Guy's walking, walks forward, walks forward, walks forward. Thunk. That damn fourth wall gets me every time. Another funniest joke in the world. Some really, really abstract cartooning there. Parapsychologist, pair of psychologists, parrot psychologist, pair ate a psychologist, pirate psychologist. There's his crossword puzzle answers from last issue. Look at the artwork on this. Steve is 100% analog. So he did this one all by his lonesome. Nixon and Elvis. These were fun to do. Every now and then, this is not fun because this is about him breaking his left arm and getting screws put in his shoulder and all that type of stuff. But from a technical point of view, for me, the editor and remasterer, I had to figure out a way to do basically a standard black-white bitmap remastering of the thing with these incredible grayscale photography pieces. And so I ended up kind of doing an overlay type thing, and it was cool. It worked out really well. Once you start understanding the tools, it actually works out pretty well. This is a neat issue because this is about lefties. Southpaw trivia, the origins and causes of left-handedness. So he does the whole thing about being left-handed. Steve, as I understand, is left-handed. I am left-handed as well. So that's 26. 26 is the lefty issue, which is always fun. Docu Detour, talking about riding with bicycle helmets and everybody getting helmet hair and how it looks so awkward. Docu Detour, famous Chihuahuas. All right. He's got this piece on the rupture. He's got a chihuahua. Guys, this stuff is incredible. Steve's work just blows me away. And I'm so proud to be able to have shared this with you. Oh, this is fantastic. The world's only existential acrobatic show. The guy hangs there. Nothing, doesn't move. And then finally, they snip the cord and he kind of goes down and he starts singing weird stuff. And it's just weird existentialist material. And that's that. And so we got a little bio snippet that Steve wrote about himself. And we've got, for my money, a fantastic collection of Steve Willis material from Cranium Frenzy. We get all your favorites, plus the recurring characters and recurring strips. But really, he just takes his material and he just goes to this really neat new level. And that's kind of where he's at these days, both in his jam strips that he's been doing over the past year, but also in his Cranium Frenzy work, since really in this 23-24 phase where he goes into a whole new level of productivity and creativity. Do you have Cranium Frenzies of your own? If you do, share some thoughts about them. I'd love to hear what you think about them. If you have the collected editions, I'd love to hear what you think about these, perhaps in comparing between the originals and the collected editions. I do note this is the exact same size as a digest. I will pull out, this is the latest one that I have on hand, Cranium Frenzy 42. Yeah, he's gone past 40, so that means I've got a volume 5 coming up. As you can see, that's the exact same size. But if you've got any thoughts on Cranium Frenzy, on Steve Willis's work, please leave it in the comments. And of course, as always, don't forget to subscribe to FANzine Live. Don't forget to like the video and tell your friends, because Cranium Frenzy by Steve Willis is some of the best cartooning you will find this side of Bazango, Washington. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been Tom. This is FANzine Live. This is one incredible book. I hope you all go out and get it. FANzine Live, craniumfrenzy.com. Make sure you grab yourself a copy. Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you next time.